I know, pardon my hair, I just came straight from the shower. People don't change. And I remember me as a kid. I'm talking about when I was in high school, when I'm considered as, let's say, an adolescent. I think the word is right, adolescent. Anyway, I remember I was so sensitive, and I always remember my family. Whenever they shouted at me, I immediately cry. Or first, my cheeks turn red, and then I cry. It's a it's a problem. And this became an issue when I wanted to register myself as a high school student. I took my brother with me, and he was holding my hand. And the administrator who was going to register me, he noticed that, and he even noticed my brother standing up to register me. And he said, "No, sit. I want him to stand up. Him, Ahmed." And I said, "Yes, yes, you. Stand up. Introduce yourself. Why should I accept you in my high school?" Huh? Speak up. I can't hear you. I gathered all my strength in the world, not even in the earth, maybe in the other planets. And they said, "Okay, my name is Ahmed." Ahmed, okay, what is your last name? And then he asked me a few questions about my last name. My last name, who I supposed to know, but I said, and he said, "Okay, you will find your name and your last name at the exit door of the high school building." And I said, "Okay, thank you." My brother said, "No, he's being sarcastic, you idiot." And I said, "Oh, okay." And they talked with each other, my brother and the administrator, and eventually I got accepted. And there is no illness, by the way. So don't say, "Okay, you are excused." No, I didn't have any excuse. Alhamdulillah, okay? But I skipped and ignored this problem for a long time. And don't become like Einstein said, people who do the same things over and over again and expect something different, they are called stupid. Just take this off, man. He doesn't want to listen to me at all. Welcome again. I came back from work and I slept the whole day, and then I suddenly woke up. You forgot to post something. And I saw my YouTube video, the latest one, high school story. It was a random experience, to be honest, because right after that story, I was registered in high school for 2 years, and then after that, I didn't continue on it. What was unique about it was the fact that then I left this school and headed to another one. It was on another city. Now, what's funny about this is when I was registered in this high school, the program they had was entirely different from the one I had in my old high school. For example, some of the courses I took in my first high school year were taken in this new program in the senior year. So I didn't need to take everything with them. At the same time, some of the courses they took already in the second high school year, I took it in the third high school year, which means I got to study with first high school year, second high school year, and third high school year at the same time. I finish, let's say, 2 classes in the senior year. After the second class, I go to the second high school year. That gave me the chance to see different kind of faces. You see the high school year, in the first year you started strong and you were afraid that maybe if I did take a bad grade, maybe it will affect my future in the university, and you keep magnifying ideas. But when I saw the third high school years, the senior years, they were actually having fun, making it easy because they are more experienced. What was funny about it, every time I get to know a new person in my classroom, whether they were from the senior or the second or the first year, they always say, "No, I don't believe you. You're full of, it's not correct. It doesn't make sense." They said, "So now you are taking courses with every other classes, with every other grades, right?" I said, "Yeah, in short, yeah." And even though it was already practiced in the university, but it wasn't practiced in high school. The chance to be mixed with random people, with random grades at the same day. And if you notice, even my stories before that I told you about my work, every time I work with a colleague, they always have this socially active personality, not me. But this time, at least I can defend myself, right? That's what you need. It's not wrong to be alone. It's wrong to sit silent when you know that you must talk, you must defend yourself. That's the problem. I prefer and I rather to always have a circle, and I put myself in that circle and I name this circle me time, always me time. Unless, between brackets, unless if I have to. If I have to talk and socialize with people, then so it be. What can we do? It is what it is. I didn't start strong, especially in the intermediate school. I wasn't serious enough. I have a lot of random behaviors I had in my life. I wasn't that good in speaking with people. But if you notice the problem, you can fix it. And I hope you do that as well. From the moment I was a kid, we're talking about third or fourth grade in elementary school. Every time Quran class began, I say to the teacher, I want to start first. He saw me as the icebreaker in Quran classes. After that, I go to the mosque, masjid. We were having like a circle. One finishes and then the other one comes and then the third one comes, and we continue maybe for 1 hour or 30 minutes, at least 30 minutes, let's say. This made me curious more and more as to understand the meaning of every ayah. We have, mashallah, some of the readers who can explain some of the ayahs, or most of them, mashallah. I did that maybe for 3 or 4 years. You might be wondering, why did you stop? Every time I go from class to class, the bullying rate, let's say the bullying rate increases. I don't just read and that's it. We call this in Arabic tartil. I love to do that every time I read. And some of the classes in the intermediate school, let's say, they started to laugh and they start to gossip between one another. And I was confused. Am I doing it right or not? Why are they laughing? What is wrong? There are more experienced people that tell me, good job, continue. So I couldn't question myself. Those who laughed were kids. So I said, okay, so what? Let's continue. And one time when I read in the intermediate school, it was a private school, and put million lines under the private school. They are not highly educated. Not the students, nor the teachers, nor the management. They were not highly educated people. So when I always raised my hand, like I had done before in the elementary school, this time my intermediate teacher said, enough. Come on. Every time you start, enough. I looked at him. I was confused. I told you in my previous video, every time I get shouted at, I start to cry. I start to be shy and my cheeks turn red. And this was too much from a teacher that is maybe twice as my age. They were actually coming to my face and said, enough, nerd. Yeah, in Arabic we call it, yeah, dafra, enough. And then I started to question myself. So I said, okay, don't read ever with this guy or with the class. Enough. I don't want to get laughed at. I don't want to get bullied. I don't want my teacher to shout at my face because I don't want to cry again. That was all my thinking. I stopped going to the mosque and read with the circle. And some people asked me, what is wrong? Ahmed, why did you stop? And I was actually doing great. I memorized a lot of lines in the Quran, and I was planning to finish the Quran and memorize everything without reading anything. I wanted to do that. And even in the mighty and blessing month Ramadan, I didn't finish Quran like I did before. So I even stopped doing that. And I started to go to another direction. I started befriending the bullies because I don't want to get bullied at. I started laughing with the teacher because I don't want him to shout at me. And I started to agree with a lot of people that are bad and that are wrong, even though I don't fully believe what they say, even though I don't fully understand what they're talking about. You know what they say? The survival mode just kicked in. I just need to survive this shitty intermediate. That was what I was thinking about the whole day, the whole week. After I finished the intermediate school and I lost maybe almost all the lines in the Quran, but not my tertil, alhamdulillah. You shouldn't have done this, Ahmed. You shouldn't have done this. Now, as I was cleaning my room, preparing to flip it and make it religious more and more, I picked this Quran and I told myself, inshallah, I will be able to finish all the pages, all the 604 pages, all of them, and I will never ever stop trying to memorize the lines, ever. And you might look at this video and you are an intermediate school or a high school student. Maybe it's too late for you. Maybe you will start, or maybe you are in the middle of what I described, this bullying and what have you. And I tell you, I wish I had someone like this telling me that. I wouldn't have stopped ever, no matter how toxic my environment was. And I hope I don't stop after I stopped in the intermediate or high school. If you want stories like that, I post personal and work lives. What's in it for you? You take what I say or you repeat what I say for 1 to 2 minutes, not necessarily the whole video. This will make the sentence stick to your head and you will use it in your work and personal lives. And for new people and everyone that is with me so far, stay tuned for the next video.